Yo, what's good, family? Shout out to your man, the YB. Big man supporter in the game right now. Sean Scones for coming through. Sean Sconney for coming through. Keeping the coin boosted. 1061. Yeah, random have an ass coin boosting, Donny. 100%. Big love. So, we got some. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, bear in mind, people, it is 2021. And that means 2022, and that means it's the year of the zest. Yeah, we thought 2021 was bad. Like I said, having said how zesty the last little period in the world and in boxing has been, this is again, what can I say? This is a correction upon zest. So I'm not going to give him the full credit, but it's better than not. Put it that way anyway, listen. So, Josh Taylor, and I can't lie to you, one cat came at me earlier today in the last few days basically, and said, YB, Josh Taylor's vacated and he's done it to duck Jack Catterall. At which point I was going in on JT, Josh Taylor. Yeah? Going all the way in, roasting dude in my head psychologically. Yeah, your man the YB was all the way in his bonds, roasting up the JT. Why? Well, obviously, we're there. Yeah, you got your head patterned up. Yeah, Jack Catterall, give you a bounce, a good pushing back, popped your cherry. Don't forget that, people. Yeah, Josh Taylor had his cherry popped by Jack Catterall. Facts. And despite that, Josh Taylor, for whatever reason, back in 2021, was playing some super duper weird having-ass games. Yeah. In fact, when did they fight? I don't know when they fought, but they fought a minute ago. They fought, 6 months ago? Whole minute ago they fought. And in that time, Josh Taylor been flip-flopping. This rematch could have been on. Anyway, you know what? Before I start giving my commentary, let's read out the exclusive leaked news. Here we go. Josh Taylor vacates WBC Super World Lightweight title. Josh Taylor, the Super Lightweight World Champion, vacates his WBC belt. Jose Zepeda and Jose Ramirez ordered to fight for vacant WBC strap. Josh Taylor has vacated his world championship. The WBC has received a letter from Taylor's attorney in which he confirms his decision to relinquish the belt. Jose Zepeda and Jose Ramirez have been ordered to fight for the vacant title. I've got massive respect for the WBC and want to thank them for everything they have done for me, Taylor said. At this moment, I would not be able to commit to this defense so soon after getting married. I hope to be able to compete for a WBC world title again in the future. When the time is right, I wish all the best to Zepeda and Ramirez in competing for this title. Now, that pretty much... In fact, no, it goes on. Zepeda was the mandatory challenger for Josh Taylor's WBC World Championship belt. With him now being offered the opportunity to box Ramirez for that vacant title, it could open the door for Taylor to rematch Jack Catterall. We're doing everything we can in our power to make this fight happen, Taylor previously said about the Catterall rematch. This time around, the motivation is there, which I never had the last time. The motivation is there because everything that has happened since the fight, Taylor told Sky Sports. Hopefully, the sooner the better for me. The only reason I'm staying at the weight is to fight Jack Catterall. The real reason I'm staying at this weight is to get that fight. But if it doesn't happen, it's on their side. We're doing everything we can on our side to make sure it happens. The move to vacate this belt, though, has been criticised by the WBC. The WBC truly regrets having lost so much time and having mandatory contender Jose Zepeda frozen as well as other fighters in the division, the organisation has said in a statement. So, just quickly, makes me laugh. Before we get into the whole Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall, which is somewhat, it brightens my soul. It brightens the soul of boxing. Hearing it's a possibility. Yeah, there's a possibility Amanda Wyby's soul can be brightened. Even that isn't certain. Okay, no, that sounds about right for boxing. Even the glimpses of hope we get ain't certain. But check this out quickly. Before I get to cooking on Jack Catterall and JT, look at this. The WBC regrets having lost so much time and having mandatory contender Jose Zapido frozen, as well as other fighters. So essentially, the WBC saying, "Oh, we're pissed off at," because basically Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor fought 6 months ago, whenever it was. They fought March, was it? Whenever it was, 3-4 months ago they fought. Yeah. In that time, Josh Taylor has played around. 1 minute he said he's moving up. Next minute he said he's staying, but he's not gonna fight Jack Catterall. And now he's saying he's fighting Jack Catterall. So there's no dispute. Has Josh Taylor played around the WBC? Yes, to some extent. But number one, Jack Catterall was his mandatory. So Josh Taylor has only just fought a mandatory in March. So how is he playing around? He wouldn't have fought in 4 months anyway, would he? Most fighters these days fight every 6 months at best. So what's really been played around with here? And that's not the main reason I'm getting on the WBC. The main point is we've got Tyson Fury, who fought at a similar time to Josh Taylor. Yeah, Fury fought in April. So a month later, was it in March? Either way, whenever Taylor and Catterall fought, I'm sure it was March. Fury fought a month later, and guess what? The WBC are telling Fury, yeah, Fury, take a year if you want it. Be consistent, and that's why I don't like it. These listen, we know the WBC have that El Trapahan pattern. Yeah, I've been told you, man, that Suleiman, the WBC president, has been touched. Yeah, he in the pocket. Yeah, trust me, you best believe it. If this whole boxing was in a prison, what's that TV show called? Prison Escape? No, that one there. There's a TV show, about 6 series, Prison Escape. It's something like that. Prison Break, that's it. Prison Break, yeah. You best believe it. Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC president, if he was in Prison Break, yeah, he'd be holding that next Don's pocket. That's what he'd be doing. He'd be a pocket holding cat. Yeah. Whilst I walk the yard, you're gonna hold my pocket. That's what he'd be doing. Yeah, he'd be there like this, holding his pocket, holding Kinahan's pocket as he walks around the jail, just so everyone knows. That's what I mean. That's my ting there. That's my side ting, and he's holding my pocket. Yeah, big side man have an ass. Well, and that's the thing about these cats, yeah. When people don't have power, obviously Josh Taylor, he's half washed. He don't have that kind of clout. All of a sudden, the WBC are prepared to stunt. Yeah, we're not impressed. We regret losing so much time. Don't take the piss out of us. But Tyson Fury, who's got the clout, yeah, who's got the mob pattern, who's got the mob ties, who's mobbed up, yeah, you got Tyson Fury, who's fully mobbed from head to toe. You can take all the time you want. I don't rate that. Yeah, that gets no rating. That gets no ratings from your man the Wyby. That's what it don't do. But anyway, listen, where was I? Back to this original story, quick time. To JT, Josh Taylor, yeah. And Jack Catterall. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't normally read articles before I do the story. I break the news. I leak the news ASAP Rocky. So this is the first time I read this, and I can't lie to you. The title, where it said, "Oh, Josh Taylor vacates because he wants to fight Catterall." That was the headline I got. In reality, it's kind of like, oh, well, I don't want to have another mandatory because me and my girlfriend have just got married. It's like, sideman. Zesty sideman at that. Yeah? Jack Catterall's popped your cherry about you don't want to do this because you got married. I don't know about you, man, yeah, but back in the 80s, yeah, I don't remember anyone saying, oh, I just got married and maybe... That's what you call sideman antics. That's not no world champion undisputed antics. Undisputed antics would be, listen, yeah, I told the wife, you sit down somewhere, I got a business to handle. Yeah, man got business to handle right now. Yeah, that's what you should be doing. In my opinion, Josh Taylor needs to keep his household in check. About the wife, he told me I got to sit down some more. What's wrong with these guys, man? Big female having asses. Yeah, you can just tell Josh Taylor wanted them cats who, you know what I'm saying? Like, he like AJ, happy wife, happy life. Yeah, listen, Josh Taylor and his wifey is like AJ and Fernando. Is like AJ and Angel Fernandez, yeah? Happy wife, happy life, just taking orders. Yeah? And trying to rock the boat. Like, where the Alpha Donny at? Anyway, listen. Like I said, I ain't gonna lie to you. A few man came up me and said, "Oh, YB, yeah, Josh Taylor's back on it. Josh Taylor wants to smoke a casserole." Well, we find out, where was it? It was somewhere in there anyway. Here it is, look. At this moment, I would not be able to commit to this defence so soon after getting married. But like I said, the dons that came at me, all the Josh Taylor fans, yeah, who came at me saying, "Oh, YB, you're wrong. Josh Taylor wants to smoke." They missed out this part, didn't they? They missed out the part where Josh Taylor can't take the mandatory. I thought when I heard about this, the article was going to read Josh Taylor saying, "Listen, I'm dropping the belt because it's the only way for me to get my cherry back that Jack Catterall popped." That's what I was expecting to read. Not, "Oh, well, my wifey got me on a leash and she says I can't." Okay, no. Yeah, this... at the start of the video I told you that this gives me energy for boxing. Not anymore after reading that moist sounding bars. Yeah, but the wife won't let me get back to it. Yeah, the wife won't let me get busy with it. What's wrong with this game, man? Yeah? Seriously, what is wrong with this game right now? It's moist all the way over. All I see is proper moisture everywhere. It's starting to piss me off. Truth be known, it's pissing me off. Yeah? And that's why I've got new things coming, because this game's dead right now. But anyway, on a more positive note, well, I was about to say, we have to salute Josh Taylor. We don't. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. If some cat, yeah, who's a 10-1 underdog pops your cherry, you're supposed to get the get back. And by the way Josh Taylor's handled himself, first of all, don't forget, people, Josh Taylor's got no one to blame but himself in terms of this whole stripping situation in the first place. For example, when Josh Taylor lost, yeah, that fight was hot. Taylor versus Catterall was hot. And at the time, no governing body would have said anything if Josh Taylor had demanded a rematch. No one. There would have been no stripping. But instead, Josh Taylor came out, said no rematch, I've got a mandatory, or I'm dropping the belts and going to 140. He completely took it off the table. That's what he did. And that's why now he's been stripped. At the time, there would have been no stripping. So I said to someone the other day, this Josh Taylor's been awfully managed. Think about it. Josh Taylor now to be fair to us, who slagged off Josh Taylor, for all we know, this might just be more PR to move up to 147. Do you understand? Because what we know is Josh Taylor may be reluctantly telling us, "Oh, I want Jack Catterall." But number one, nothing's signed yet. And we know it's not going to be Jack Catterall ducking the fight. Jack Catterall's got nowhere to go. For some weird reason, Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor beat decisively. And who the WBC are putting in there, their vacant title challenge. So Jack Catterall's got no other options. Not to mention, that's the biggest fight, full stop. The biggest fight for both men is this rematch. And Jack Catterall doesn't have any options anyway. It's not like Jack Catterall, yeah, is a mandatory for another belt. If that was the case, well, Josh Taylor would be the mandatory anyway. My point is, people, Josh Taylor says, "Oh, I can't do the WBC belt fight. I can't fight for the mandatory because my wife's got me on the leash. And also I want to fight Jack Catterall. But if the fight doesn't get done, it will be on him." That there for me is a very suspect statement. Because as I've just explained to you, man, it's not going to be Jack Catterall. Yeah? Jack Catterall, how is he... It's impossible for him not to want to fight. Yeah? That gives him 3 belts on a plate, and he gets to beat one of the best guy, if not the best guy in the division, and he already beat you handedly the first time. Why would he not want it? And he was begging for the rematch after the fight. Throughout this whole process, Josh Taylor's been the only one who don't want it, who's been playing weird games. And yet, he's the one to say, this reminds me somewhat, of Tommy Fury back in December with Jake Paul, when he said, Jake Paul, make sure you don't pull out, and then Timmy pulls out. I do find it very odd, when suspect dudes like Josh Taylor come out and preface their statement. Why couldn't Josh Taylor have said, listen, I'm gunning for Jack Catterall. I'm coming to get my cherry back that he popped. Yeah? That sweet, sweet V card he took on mine. He's got something in mind and I'm coming to get it. Why couldn't he have left it at that? Instead, he played Mr. El Politico. Oh, well, yeah, I want Jack Catterall, but if it don't happen, it'll be on him. Why are these guys worrying about if it don't happen? I tell you why. Because I'm skeptical of their real... The subconscious mind will let things like that slip. If you're not really committed to something, subconsciously or consciously, you're going to want to preset the likely outcome. Think about it. If you don't want to fight, and you therefore know it's not likely to happen in negotiations, you're going to be pre-warning it, so when it doesn't happen, you've got your narrative set, and you can say, oh look, I told you, I told you it'd be him, it wasn't me, I guarantee you won't hear Jack Catterall saying, oh, if it doesn't happen, it'll be him. He'll just be saying, listen man, I want you bad, JT, I'm coming to pop the other, listen, I took one hole, I'm coming to take another next time, you're lucky it was your V card, I'm taking the A card next time, your booty, I'm taking your B card, your booty getting took as well, that's what you're going to say, 100%. Listen, end of the day, Jack Catterall give Josh Taylor the missionary last time. He coming for the booty next time. Simple as that, prison style. That's what I heard. That's what he told me. That's what people close to the situation are saying. They're saying Jack Catterall coming for the booty next time. That's what he's coming for. No pink or stink. That's what he's saying. I'm hearing. But listen, let me tell you this now, JT. If you haven't, let me tell you this now. Let's pause for a second. Pause. Let me tell you this right now. If you think you're gonna be, my real plan is to move up to 140, but let me just try and get some free clout points and try and get the moral victory before I do so. Because I've got part of me's thinking that Josh Taylor's plan is to have a failed negotiation with Catterall and then take that as a victory. Oh, told you I wanted it. He didn't want it. Sorry. That's what I think he might be doing here, for the reasons I've already explained. Number one, his whole reason for vacating. Why would you give up one belt? Oh, my wife said honeymoon and I've just got married. You're meant to be a killer undisputed champion, and you're talking about your wife and your marriage. Oh my god. It's just a bit odd. I'm not sure if this guy's switched on. He doesn't seem to be focused on the right things. The right things now are what I've been explaining for the last 15 minutes. You should be worried about get back at all costs. And to be honest, your wife, she should be saying, listen JT, never mind no marriage, never mind no honeymoon, you best go and get your masculinity back that Jack Catterall popped. I watched Jack Catterall turn you into a woman. From what I understand, Josh Taylor's wife is a lovely woman, but she wants to be married to a man. She ain't into no same thing. From what I understand, Josh Taylor's wife is very accepting of the rainbow dawns, but she ain't fixing to be married to one. How about that? Go and get your masculinity back. That's what she's saying. I spoke to some of Josh Taylor's wifey's friends. They've been told me that. Her girlfriend's been saying JT need to go get his get back. Go get his masculinity back, because Jack Catterall's sitting pretty. And from what I've heard, JT ain't been beaten the same. Your wifey bored of that tired ass beat. No balls having beat. Do you know why? Listen, Josh Taylor. Let me tell you now why your wifey is tired of your no balls having ass beat. You ain't giving it them from the back. I'll tell you why you ain't. Because listen, Jack Catterall, he got all the girth you used to have. Jack Catterall done took it from you. Yeah, and your wifey, you're giving your wifey the boring beat, because Jack Catterall got all the beat you used to have. How about that? And that's the bottom line here, people. Yeah? All this other stuff, my marriage and my wife, and I don't know, honestly, I don't know who managing these cats. I really don't know, even if that was the case, yeah. If I'm managing a fighter, I'm going to tell them, listen, I don't know what you think you got going on, but I tell you what the fans ain't trying to hear. They ain't trying to hear about your marriage, they ain't trying to hear about your honeymoon, etc, etc. They're trying to hear something serious. And it gets me that Josh Taylor's got a very loyal, it's almost like the Scottish version of Ricky Hatton. He's got a very solid fan base, and I can't believe this is what they want to hear. It really is sad. And I gave Josh Taylor at one point in time was my number one UK fighter. He was the real deal, I thought. Now, this shows how in a few months you can go from hero to zero. And again, people will say, "Oh, YB, you're a bounty, or you're whatever. You're a bounty. You're a what do they call it? Bandwagon Donny. Oh, YB, you're a bandwagon Donny. You like to jump on the bandwagons. Listen, whose fault's that? Wait a minute. It's my fault. It's my fault that he got beat and then ran away from the rematch. That's what I don't get. Oh, YB, you're a bandwagon. That's why. No. We thought he had more minerals in him. Yeah? We thought he was the real deal, and I'm sorry, but the real deal wouldn't get schooled and then run off. And it wasn't just how he run off. Sorry, it wasn't just the fact he run off, it was the way he did it. He started doing weird things, taunting Catterall. Ha, yeah, I got the win over you, huh? Yeah, I'm going to 140 now, you'll never get this fight. Proper goober, proper troll, goober behaviour. You'd think it was the other way. The way Josh Taylor was carrying on was as if he schooled the fight. Josh Taylor was giggling and laughing, trolling the fact that he basically won a robbery decision. Yeah? That's weird. So anyway, man, listen. At the start of the video, you'll notice I was quite positive. The reason I was trying to come across positive was because I thought, well, end of the day, taking it without all the analysis I've just done, yeah, Jack Catterall versus Josh Taylor is a good fight. That's a fight that in March, when Josh Taylor lost, that rematch should have been immediate. Now, some people say they don't like rematches. That is one rematch that should have happened. And that's why I said at the start, this is a good thing. But really, when I've now read into the whole article, honestly, it's 50-50 at best. 2 hours ago, before I read the article, yeah, I was 100% sure Josh Taylor wants the rematch and it's likely going to happen. After reading it, I'm a touch less than 50% sure now that the fight's even going to happen. I know Jack Catterall, yeah, I know he's going to take the fight. He's desperate for that fight. So if this fight doesn't happen, don't be stupid. Please don't be stupid thinking it's anyone but Josh Taylor. Yeah, because the whole way through this process, same as Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, the whole way through the process, one guy has solutions and the other guy has problems. And the whole way through this weird thing, Josh Taylor has problems. Oh, my wife, oh, my marriage, 140, I can't do the rematch, it's 140 now. Isn't that weird though? Immediately after the fight, Josh Taylor said he can't do the rematch because he got to go to 140. Now, 3 months later and 3 months down the line of eating, so it's heavy now. All of a sudden, he allegedly wants the rematch. I'm not sure I believe it, people. I believe this might be a well-known case of using a fight the fans want to build another crap fight. I won't be surprised if this back and forth between Josh Taylor and Catterall builds up and then the fight falls through and then you'll hear Josh Taylor announce some scrub fight somewhere. Yeah, because that's what a lot of these cats do these days. They use a fight that makes sense as the builder and then they bait and switch. Yeah, but you best believe if that happens, your man the YB will be handing out wickings to Josh Taylor. Simple as that. Yeah? Like I said, Josh Taylor needs this. He should do. It's a bit like AJ Ruiz. AJ needed for his own legacy to go in there and bash Mr. Blobby up. He didn't do it. He went in there floppy. Yeah? Josh Taylor needs to get this get back. He needs it. He should do. He should need it like he needs water. Am I getting that vibe for him? I'm not. But let's say it plays out anyway. No doubt.